Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Stefan. I recently sold my beloved little X-T5 in hopes of purchasing another camera. And I'm a bit ashamed to admit this, but honestly there was no other brand in my head that I wanted to get other than Fujifilm. I think something is working here, especially for me. Please allow me to share. Fujifilm cameras are fun. That really has become the priority for me, especially when I'm doing photography. I do photography on the side. I'm not really doing it full time. I do it professionally when I have to. And so I'm not saying that, this is just for fun. I'm saying that the Fujifilm cameras are really just designed in a way where they're very approachable. I mean, look at this thing. This is a $3,000 kit, but really it just looks like a toy. And of course, I'm referring to that silver color. I definitely chose the silver on purpose because for me, it adds to that fun element. Of course, along with the dials and the, analog sticks and whatever you have, like this aperture ring. I've got this brown vintage strap with this red button and a shoe mount cover. The camera has already allowed me to express myself as an individual without even, using the tool with its primary function of taking a photo. Like, that's what I'm talking about, Another big aspect of fun here are the film emulations. If you know Fuji, then you definitely know the film emulations, or you've definitely heard of them. There's of course the Fuji recipes that are created by the Fuji community, and people are making those and sharing those every single day. There's a whole community that is enjoying these cameras, and I'm definitely one of those people. But with all that being said, I still want to highlight that Fujifilm cameras are professional cameras that have a technical complexity to them. Complexity, yes. Fujifilm cameras are complex tools. But here's the thing, this complexity, it does not come at the cost of the user. We have options here. A lot more options than most camera brands. I like to shoot JPEGs on my Fujifilm, but I'm really given the flexibility to decide what type of file I'm working with, whether do I want, a normal size JPEG or a finer quality? Do I want it compressed or non-compressed? Do I want with film simulations or not? How do I like my dynamic range? How do I like my film grain? How do I like, in addition to having the usual custom color profile, you get so many other options that allow you to customize your JPEG. It all comes together when you open up your phone and you transfer that file onto your phone and you do your quick edit and you upload from there. It just destroys that wall of you having to, now that I've taken these photos, I'm gonna have to go home and take out my SD card, put the files in, edit them, export, upload, and now I have them on my phone and now I can share them. You don't have that here if you are using the JPEG capabilities of this camera and of course the Wi-Fi app. Now, I know what you're thinking and I know what you have heard. The Fuji Wi-Fi app is not great, and I agree. However, I'm finding that the X-T5 is handling that stuff much better than my X-E4 was. Could be this new processor. But there are two things that I've done that have really helped out, and I've noticed a difference. The first one is going into the settings and switching the signal to 5G from, is it 3G or 2.5G? It's something. But I'm finding that it's allowing me to have a more stable connection. And the second one is not necessarily helping with the connection. It actually makes things a bit slow, but you will appreciate that if you want the full quality resolution of your images. You gotta go in your setting and switch off the feature that sends compressed files, depending on the strength of the signal to your phone, into having the full resolution photos sent out to your phone. I'm sure you will appreciate that, especially if you have an X-T5 with a 40 megapixel sensor. So now I have the photos on my phone. I can do a minor adjustment and then, send it out to my friend or just upload directly. And I'm telling you, I have gotten so many people saying, I love your grades, I love your look, I love how you shoot. And in most cases, they are talking about that Fujifilm look, that Fujifilm color simulation colors. So, that is approachable, that is fun. That makes me want to get out more and shoot more and experiment with color and experiment with settings, and none of it changes the workflow. I still have that easy, simple workflow of just transferring the files directly on my phone. And I have done this for both professional and fun applications. Of course, this depends on the scale of the job. You're not gonna do this with a wedding, but I have done this with an engagement photo shoot, for example. The main thing here is options, When you feel like shooting and the camera is sitting there on the shelf, there is no wall in between you and the camera. Do you want to go out and shoot or no? And if so, what type of workflow do you want to deal with? That is really what's keeping me from other camera brands, and I'm always finding myself gravitating towards picking up another Fujifilm. So thank you, Fujifilm engineers, Fuji developers. I appreciate what you guys have done. No, I am not sponsored by Fujifilm, but I would love to be. Also, to clarify, I'm not telling anybody to get out and get this camera and it will solve all your problems. This camera is just working for me. That's all. And like I said, 2 years ago, I put out a video titled, Why the X-E4 is Making Me Fall in Love with Photography Again, something like that. But I attributed that to its size and simplicity. But look, now I've got a bigger camera, a more complex camera, and a bigger lens. So I think I was a bit wrong. Some things just need time for you to appreciate. And I'm learning that I don't really mind carrying a 50 millimeter or a body that's slightly bigger than the X-E4, as long as it captures my vision and as long as it makes photography fun for me and approachable. With that being said, thank you so much for watching and listening. I really appreciate you. If you are enjoying what I have to share and my perspective, please do consider subscribing. That would mean a lot to me. If you have browsed the channel, you see that I don't shy away from any topic. That might be a problem, but I would love for you to be there on that journey with me. So, thank you. Take care.